you see these kind of stuff, you definitely need to understand not everyone digests the facts and reality. Some even close their eyes towards reality. The reality of how Ripple the company is progressing, the reality of the infrastructure created for the movement of XRP, the reality of awaiting green signal from the regulators, and the reality of how we are solving real life problems. And they will always try to sell you an asset which is double its all-time highs. And the possible upside from here would be 10, 100,000. Do you think like that? No, it's like 100 to 200%, maybe, right? And then the question is, should you be in crypto market, which is one of the riskiest market, to make that gain 1x, 2x, or are you here to really make that 10x, 100x or 1000x gains? If you are, then you should be focusing on something which really has that use case, right? Because it is clear from every central banks that this is out of question. ECB's Lagarde says central banks holding Bitcoin is out of questions. At least the top central banks in the world is not going to do that, at least, right? But yes, you're going to see big institutions coming out and doing that because they want to make more money there. But this aspect is something which all the central banks and governments are concerned about. You do need to understand that and ride the wave based on what you really understand, because when you ride the wave, you definitely need to know the long-term outlook. And if you do understand that, now what you are looking at is not that the price is nearing this resistance or just above the halfway, but there is a lot of room left in the MACD and RSI to pump to the upside. Now, why do I highlight that one? As we go further, I will give you the directions and understanding about why these are really important for you to look at next, because what's coming up next in XRP related to the pump and the general market is going to be a blast off. Now, when you look at this and you see 16% in 7 days, that's not that bad, but it's not that good too, because you see assets like ADA, assets like BNB doing 100%. So it's better for you to be in an asset which gives you more return. Now, yes, but we don't know when XRP pumps, because when XRP pumps, as you saw in the history, it pumps the hardest. So you don't want to miss this, because this is going to be the second wave of XRP. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. If you look at the market, you do understand there are guys who would be putting out different stuffs in front of you, but you do have to understand this tweet from Crypto Bull highlights something which is reality. You do have to understand the facts. So when we are waiting for that green light from the regulators and then use it for the adoption purpose, you need to know a lot. Now, in the general crypto market, there are guys who are making really cool profits. Now, yes, I do have around 800 or above patrons there, and a lot of them are making profits, and some of them are highlighting these to me. Say one individual put an amount in an asset and then made 80% in less than a day. Congrats for her, right? Then another guy who highlights this: my portfolio has increased 3x in just the last week. So you are looking at these kind of stuff in a week, in a month time frame, right? So you are in this asset to make money. You are in this asset not to just make 100 or 150% or 200% the max. Say even 300% in Bitcoin in next 3 to 6 months. Do you think that's going to be enough for you? If that is for you, then you can still stick to that. But if that's not enough for you, you are here in the riskiest market in the world, then you should be looking at different assets, potential profits, and how you can trade that to make money. Because there are a lot of guys who come in this market putting money in, putting money in, putting money in, and never taking profit out. That's something wrong. Now, if you are a hodler looking at next 5 years, 6 years, couple of waves, the market cycle, it's fine. You're accumulating. But are you really accumulating on the accumulation or reaccumulation zone, or are you accumulating in the distribution zone? That does make difference in your portfolio. Now, if you do want to get those, you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description. And do understand we are nearing the mid of this month. So from here, you will be paying anyway for the full month, and you will be getting around 18 days. Okay, cool. Now, this is February. You have to understand we will have 16 days left. So say if you want to do that, you can make it fast. Now, as soon as we go, I'm going to change the pricing of Diamond Tier 2, because previously we were getting a lot of demand for the Platinum Tier where they get the maximum alerts. And now for the portfolio assessment, I'm getting a lot of requests. Now, it's 24 hours and giving 20-30 minutes for each individuals on a regular basis. Say Diamond members get that weekly, because in the crypto market, in a bull run, if you are taking profits, making profits, looking for new assets, you do need that at least 7 to 10 days. You need a portfolio assessment, or you need that constant communication, right? So now the demand is increasing, so I would be increasing into next year. So those who enter into the platinum tier, the diamond tier from here will be getting something different than who already exists in the diamond tier gets. So the next one would be the Diamond Plus, and if you are looking forward to that, you can enroll by today. So today is 12th of Feb. For those who enter today or before I put out the new tier, it's going to be fine. Otherwise, it would be the new pricing which affects you. Looking at this general market, what do you personally see? Okay, first, we were like moving 150, 160%. Fine. If we move here, it's even lesser than that, around 120. So 120, 160. And you're coming here, and the channel through which you're moving in this rising trend line, and then you're kind of getting 350% here. That's fine. Now, here the question is a little bit different. I can just put my mouse here and show you, say, when we were halfway around here, okay, it's better to put vertical line and go slow, so majority of you guys who are listening to me understand what I'm taking you guys through, because this is so important for XRP. I need you guys to stay focused and understand what I'm trying to convey to you guys. Now, look at this point. Here, you were at the middle point of price. Okay, great. You had that couple of pumps, you were moving up. What happened? The RSI was at the resistance. Do you get my point? Now, here you come. The price was at the resistance. RSI was at the resistance. Cool. It's cooled off. It came all the way back, got rejected. What is the difference between that and this one right now? Here, you are still at the bottom of your channel, trend line, pattern, whatever you call. You still have a lot of upside in the RSI. Whereas in the price, you still have 50% move to the upside to complete this kind of, right? Not precise, but kind of. So if this RSI is to move towards this particular point, then you're going to look at the next wave to the upside. That's going to be the first and foremost important wave in XRP's bull market cycle this time. Now, if you consider this as, say, for example, I can clear all of these, and if you have a confusion looking at this chart and saying, okay, why can't this be the first wave? Okay, if you consider that, it's completely fine. The second one should be coming out something like this, and the correction, and then the third one. But in that case, if that's the possibility you're looking at, say this was like 500%. Okay, cool. So based on that, the next pump usually would be 2 to 3x of what the first pump actually did. So say it was around 500%, so you're plotting that to 1000%. So that's going to be 2 to 3 times. Say put an average around here. That would be what you're looking at for the next wave up. So where does it actually go? It go all the way towards $3. Okay, so that's what you understand if this was the first wave in this market cycle. Now, do understand, if we are reaching that area, saying that this was the first wave inside this, then there would be a little bit of correction, then we would be moving a little bit down, and then again something similar to the first one. So what you are looking at that in that aspect would be just below $10. But personally, I do feel like that was nothing if you look at what happened in the previous run ups, right? The first wave was like this, gigantic wave, and then the second was like this, and then the third. So if you are comparing it with the Elliott wave principle, what you see here would be like this. Say 1000% at first, okay, that's not bad. Then the next one from here was like 1500. Okay, that's not complete perfect Elliott wave, but still that's doing fine. And what are you looking at next? From here till the top, you again get 2000%. So the difference here being the third wave being the highest. Now in some of the crypto, you can find this clearly. Yes, the pump is increasing in each wave. So if you take that into account and look at it from this point, you definitely will have to agree with what I'm saying, because here the RSI is just bouncing from that support, if you agree with me, and then you see that the MACD is just crossing to the upside on a positive zone. Now, yeah, that's on a macro perspective. Now I'll take you zoomed in view, right? This is a zoomed in view of XRP, and this is a 4-hour chart. So when you are looking at this, what you see here is like we were volatile, we were moving within this pattern. So if we break that, we're going to move somewhere around 0.585, 0.59. Now, yeah, that's not a huge pump considering what the market is doing here with, you know, those volatile, huge fluctuations, 30, 40, 50% or even 100% a day. It's not huge, but if you can do this on a regular basis and reach next targets, that's completely fine for me. Because if you are looking at this, it's a daily chart of XRP, we just broke above this target. Now, if you measure that move and plot it to the upside, it's like $1.4. So that's another 200% of run till this top from the pattern, right? And if you look at this, one thing which you have to note is that the RSI is still below the resistance. We are inside that pattern, but just below the resistance. So as we break out of this pattern is when we should be getting that momentum. Now for me, this looks very clearly like a bull flag in the RSI because MACD is supporting that. You look at the MACD, you can see the bounces, the waves up, and then it's in that zone. Now that's on a daily. When I showed you guys that on a weekly, you're getting this one. Cool. Now you just jump back a step back and look at it on the monthly, and this is what you actually see. That's completely perfectly fine for me. We're entering into that positive zone in the MACD. We are going to the upside in the RSI. Now remember, this is monthly chart, and the moving average, that 250-day moving average, the importance of that is too much, because when you see the price broke above that and it is still here, it's going to go bullish from that perspective. Now, yeah, it can actually take you into different charts, show you that the possibilities in XRP is varying in a different manner. But you do have to understand, say here when we were crossing to the downside, price came here and touched that. So when here we are crossing to the upside, there is a possibility we may come back, say around 0.39, 0.4, and then go to the upside. Now, that's based on the moving average conversion. So when I just converted that moving average into the price and what I've seen in these time frame, that's what I think. But you know, that's one of the possibility we are seeing. But another possibility at the same time here is in the RSI, showing you that rounded bottom, showing guys, we're gonna go blasted off through the roof. Boom. Why? Because you come into the MACD and you see this. Now, I don't know whether it's just my eyes and I'm crazy, but I perfectly see this kind of playing out. And if that's happening, guys, literally this should be something huge, because you know, I don't know how you think about measuring the move here in MACD. That was like 113%, and then plotting it to the upside. Same measure move looks like this. Wow, because I was in the negative zone and this is in the positive zone. You highlighted that, right? So that is the percentage of increase we are looking at on the MACD. Then you put that into the RSI and you understand something. Okay, this is going to take off. Now you zoom out, you zoom out, you zoom out, and look, is there any trend forming? And then you can see like the bottoms are kind of aligning like this, and as we discussed previously, the price is going up. So if you were following the scientific investor from all the way back in 2020, all the way, you know, late 2020, mid 2020, we were giving you the targets and we were achieving and blasting through that targets. We can even say we obliterated majority of our targets, say 7 to 8 times. Our calls were on the spot, right? It was spot on and we made profits. Now, when you are looking at this and understanding that the fundamentals are like this, huge, you can't neglect this one. Because if you do, you are going to take your legs out of an asset which is going to start its second wave in its market cycle. Now that's really important to understand, because the percentage of rise, the fluctuation which can happen in the second wave is way more than the first one. And based on what you just saw in 2017, even the third wave can have that gigantic rise. Now, if you stick back to the books, textbook patterns, then also you would be saying, okay, the second wave should be double or triple the first wave. Majority would be kind of just closing their eyes towards this, but they do have to understand that. So here in one of tweet, Anthony Popliano was highlighting the Lightning Network is going to disrupt the legacy payment networks. Okay, now let's not dig into Matt Hamilton's comment, because for me, it's completely 100% sure what Matt is saying is perfectly fine. Why? We can literally see that happening. So why do you even doubt or go against a guy who's highlighting what's just happening in front of you, right? This is the real time updates, right? When you see this, payments industry is being disrupted. I here in Korea use this. There are others too, but this is one of the best. And then you kind of see this. This is also in another one coming into Korea. So the competition between them are increasing, and how they are increasing, they're coming into the ripple. Otherwise, they can't stand a chance. You do have to understand payments is changing. And this guy is highlighting, yes, payment is being disrupted. Yes, I agree, but I don't think it's the Lightning Network which is doing that. Why? Because, the Lightning Network would be using an asset named as Bitcoin, which, somehow have the needs of a, like a huge, how can I say, if a country is having this much of energy consumption and Bitcoin is matching that, I don't think the world is going to accept a token like that. Why? We're trying to move out of fossil fuels, we're trying to move into sustainable energy, we are moving into electrical vehicles. All of these steps are taken towards the Agenda 21, the Agenda 2030, right? These were designed by giants. You agree with me or not? Those are the perfect thing which you are looking at. So the Lightnet is going in with MoneyGram. Lightnet Group will use ECB, which is another Ripple partner, as their settlement partner responsible for clearing their payments. Now, one is in Thailand, one is in Korea. You can see how the partnership is working perfectly fine with these enterprises. Now look at this news from CoinDesk. It shows enterprise blockchain firm R3 launches confidential business computing platform. So this technology is advancing, it's taking leaps forward. And then you again look at this one. It's not going to be used. So when we look at digital dollar, when you look at the needs of new payment system, I don't definitely think this guy understands something. Now this is not a personal attack. This is like there are guys who are really intelligent. They are diverse, they are versatile. But if you are closing your eyes towards just one particular asset, just because you don't want your following to know that, I personally think he's an intelligent guy and he would be holding XRP. Right? If you're an intelligent guy who can compare with different assets and see the real fundamentals, why would you not own it? Say when Brad says, I own BTC, I'm long BTC, cool. It's not like he's saying it's not going to go away. Because say, even when I personally think BTC is not going to go to $1,500,000 or something, $500,000 or something, it's just my opinion, right? It's just my opinion. But if the majority is still believing in that asset, it can go and do that because they are the guys who are investing it. But what we do here is the technical analysis. Say I'm again taking you to this chart and showing you it's the chart from 2013. Now I would like to take you guys again all the way back in Bitcoin USD to Coin Paprika chart, showing you all the way back from 2010. And that for me shows like this is kind of the fourth wave. So this was the first top. You can see the second top here. Now this was the third top and this is the fourth one. Now, why am I highlighting that to you? Because when you guys see someone coming out, which has a large following, he's intelligent guy, versatile, you'll directly go and believe in, you'll put your money in. Before putting your money in, you need to think using your brains, using the theories, analysis, and other stuff which exist in the market. And then think. Now, this line can be a little bit up, a little bit down. That doesn't actually matter. The idea is the return on your investment from here is going to be limited considering other assets. Now, if you entered the market somewhere here or here, it's fine. You made 10-15x. Now, that too is not the huge gains which we are talking about in a bull market in the crypto. Because in bull market in crypto, when you look at stuff, you're going to see huge fluctuations. Now I'll show you Verge and what it did back in 2017. You can just go, you can clear all this stuff, just take that measurement tool and look what it did, right? It would be even undigestible for majority, where they would be looking at, this is the bottom, that is the top. How can this really happen, right? They will ask, okay, what is this? How did that just happen? Because you go into BTC and you see, okay, that was the percentage of gains there. And then you're confused. Now, yeah, Verge has a privacy token name with it, and you would be confused. Okay, should I go in? Should I go out? And that's why the technical and the fundamentals are so important to combine. And we combine that and put it for various different assets. So on a regular basis, my patrons get these kind of updates. And then when you see these names and the updates, what you can do is you can just jump into Paprika, CoinMarketCap and look at those assets. How it did. Say Atom, yesterday 15%. In a week, 88%. Cool. So IOTA, 28% yesterday, 150% in last week. I know there was a lot of guys saying this is not moving, and I was like, okay, put your money there. It's going to pump. And it did. And that's what we anticipate, right? NEO, 51%. Not like that one, but still cool. Elrond, 100%. Again, compound. It's like 6% slowing down because we hit our target and we came out. So it's really important to take your profits, move out. Say Zcash, what you're looking at is something which we posted yesterday, night. And then you see these kind of movements. If you want to take benefit of this market, you do have to understand this market well. Say ZIL, another 12%, 43% in a week. So you go back and you look at these charts which I'm posting here, and you are able to see that these kind of steps are really tempting. If you understand the market, if you move these targets, you understand, okay, this is the first target, this is the second target. You're going to take your profits here, you're going to make your money here, and that's how you're going to excel. So when you're making the amounts of money, you should also be careful. Don't become greedy saying, okay, I've done this, cool, great, and I'm going for this one. It's fine, you need that confidence, but don't be overconfident and don't get wiped out in this market, because this market, if you're not recognizing what's really happening, where you are in this market cycle, you may get wiped out. Always be prepared and learn more. Always invest in yourself. Find some time, read some books, be an investor. Think like an investor, not like a short-term trader, because that's going to hurt your portfolio. If you want these kind of updates for you and your portfolio and for various different assets which you can trade, then you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below. I definitely believe you guys received value for your time, and if you did, please do hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't done that already. I will meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.